Hi, everyone. In response to the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic, small business owners in all U.S. states, Washington, D.C., and territories are eligible to apply for an economic injury disaster loan advance of up to $10,000. This advance will provide economic relief to businesses that are currently experiencing a temporary loss of revenue. Funds will be made available within 3 days of a successful application, and the best part is that this loan advance will not have to be repaid. So today we're going to go through the application together. Generally, it would take about 2 hours to complete, but today we're going to do it in about 5 to 7 minutes. So right now you're at the front page of the application. You're going to scroll down to the first question, and it's asking about your eligible entity verification. So it just wants to know, are you eligible for this loan advance, and what qualifies you to be eligible? So what you're going to do is you're going to select the second option, as applicant is an individual who operates under a sole proprietorship, with or without employees, or as an independent contractor. Scroll down to the next question. So basically these are 7 check boxes that you're going to have to be able to check off in order to move to the next part of the application. So go ahead and just check those off. But make sure that you can check it off and honestly say you can check it off. Hit continue when you're done. Now, this part of the application, step 1 of 3, is just asking you about your business legal name and information related to the business. So business legal name is going to be your first name and last name. Your trade name is going to be the same thing. Your EIN, SSN is just basically your social. And you'll notice as you answer a question correctly in the correct format, the red box will turn to a green box. Organization type will be a sole proprietorship. Is the applicant a nonprofit organization? You're going to say no because you're not a nonprofit. Is the applicant a franchise? Hit no again. Gross revenues for the 12 months prior to the date of the disaster. And this question is just basically asking you how much money did you make in the last 12 months. So take all the 1099s and earning statements that you got from the different rideshare platforms and gig platforms that you drive for, and then add them all up together. And then that's what you're going to put in this box. So let's just assume for the sake of argument, you're going to say $60,000. Next, you're going to go to the cost of goods sold. So that's just basically saying, let's say you rented a vehicle, you had gas, you had a cell phone bill. So let's just generally add that up. Let's say you spent $25,000. Rental properties only lost rents due to the disaster. You don't have any rental properties, so you're going to put 0 there. Nonprofit cost of operation for the 12 months prior to the date of the disaster, put 0 because you're not a nonprofit. Combined annual operating expense for the 12 months prior to the date of the disaster for all secular social services provided by the faith-based entity. You're going to put 0 because you're not a faith-based entity. List the secular social services. Again, hit NA on that one. Compensation from other sources received as a result of the disaster, just put 0. Provide a brief description of other compensation sources, put NA. All right, next information it's asking you about is just your primary business address. Again, this is going to be your home address. Just make sure it's not a P.O. box. Scroll down. Next thing it's going to ask you is about your business email. So just put in your email address, the date the business was established. Try to put a date in 2019. Current ownership, same thing. Business activity, in this one you're going to put transportation. Detailed business activity, you're going to say limousine and transportation. And number of employees, you're going to put 1 because you want to count yourself. Hit next. Okay, you're at step 2 of 3. So basically here, now it's going to ask about the individual owner agents of the organization. So first question it's going to ask you is your business owned by a business entity? In this situation, you're going to say no. Again, first name is going to be your name, your last name, mobile phone number. As you see, it's pretty self-explanatory. Title office is going to be CEO. Your ownership percentage is going to be 100. Email address, again, put in your email. SSN is just asking for your social. And again, you'll notice as you fill out answers, the red box turns to green. Birth date, place of birth. Again, this is just asking about your residential street address, so put in your home address. Hit next. Okay, now you're at step 3 of 3. So this is just 3 different questions. The last one is a 3-part question. So the first question I just want to ask you is, in the past year, has the business or a listed owner been convicted of a criminal offense committed during and in connection with a riot or civil disorder or other declared disaster, or ever been engaged in the production or distribution of any product or service that has been determined to be obscene by a court of competent jurisdiction. Hopefully you can say no to that question. Next question is the applicant or any listed owner currently suspended or debarred from contracting with the federal government or receiving federal grants or loans? Again, you want to be able to say no to that one. And this last one, three-part question. First part of that question is, are you presently subject to an indictment, criminal information, arraignment, or other means by which formal criminal charges are brought in any jurisdiction? Part 2, have you been arrested in the past 6 months for any criminal offense? And Part 3, for any criminal offense other than a minor vehicle violation, have you ever been convicted, pled guilty, pled nolo contendere, been placed on pretrial diversion, or been placed on any form of parole or probation, including probation before judgment? Hopefully you'll be able to say no to this one as well. Just kind of keep in mind, if you do say yes, the likelihood of your application being approved is slim to none. So just kind of keep that in mind. But again, you want to answer as honestly as possible. Last serious question that they might have is, if anyone assisted you in completing this application, whether you pay a fee for the service or not, that person must enter their information below. So basically, let's say you had a family member that is filling this application out for you. Make sure that you put that person's information in there, just so that in case there's any kind of discrepancy in the application, they can go back to that person and ask them, hey, you know, why did you answer this question this way, instead of them coming to you. All right. And then the last one is going to be, I would like to be considered for an advance of up to $10,000. That's just a simple checkbox. Check that off. And then the last piece is your bank. So you just want to submit the information as to where you want them to send the funds to. So bank name, just make sure you submit your bank information. Again, account number, routing number. And again, you'll notice as the answers are filled out, you'll go from red to green. Scroll down. And then last thing is going to be hit a checkbox and then hit next. Now it's going to take you to the summary page. Once you get to the summary page, all it's basically is summarizing all the answers that you filled out. If you need to edit any part of this application, just go ahead and hit edit in the respective section and make sure that you correct that information. Now, if you have any questions or anything that we can help you fill out, just send us a quick message, info@drivewhip.com. We don't assume to be an expert at this, but we are an expert at helping our drivers. So if there's an answer or a question that you don't know how to fill out, just send us a message. Again, info@drivewhip.com, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. Thanks again for taking a listen. And when you're done, at the end of this application, just hit the checkbox and hit send or continue once you've filled out a couple of the security questions, just to make sure you're not a troll or someone just pretending to be a real human. Thanks again for listening. Again, if you have any questions, info@drivewhip.com. Thanks.